Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on all 20 games in Fanatical's Capcom All-Stars bundle of September 2025. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you, the viewers, for watching my silly videos. I hope they're helpful, most importantly, knowing that you're watching it means the world. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Capcom Arcade Stadium, a game that offers you the chance to relive the golden era of arcade gaming without the hassle of constantly feeding quarters or waiting in line. With over 30 classic titles bundled into one convenient package, it's a nostalgic journey back to the days of pixelated thrills and challenging gameplay. The collection celebrates Capcom's arcade legacy with a lineup of iconic games spanning multiple genres. From legendary brawls like Final Fight and platformers like Bionic Commando to shoot-em-ups like 1943 The Battle for Midway, there's something here for every retro gaming enthusiast. While the delivery system for the games might seem a bit odd, with titles grouped into packs of 10, the overall experience of having these classics at your fingertips is undeniably enjoyable. The emulation is solid, preserving the authentic feel of the original arcade experience, and features like save states and rewind functionality enhance the gameplay experience. However, the absence of certain fan-favorite titles like Darkstalkers and licensed games may disappoint some players. Additionally, the lack of online multiplayer is a missed opportunity for competitive gaming. Capcom Arcade Stadium is a nostalgic trip down memory lane, offering hours of classic gaming fun on the go. Despite its flaws, it's a worthwhile addition to any retro gaming library, providing a convenient way to enjoy arcade classics from the comfort of your own home. So if you're a fan of arcade gaming or just looking for some old-school entertainment, Capcom Arcade Stadium is definitely worth checking out. At number 2 we have Capcom Arcade Second Stadium. Capcom Arcade Second Stadium offers you a trip down memory lane to the glory days of arcade gaming, bringing together a collection of classic titles that will satisfy your nostalgia cravings. With a decent arcade stick in hand, the feeling of slamming your fingers across big old buttons brings back the excitement of those days gone by. The sequel to Capcom Arcade Stadium, Capcom Arcade Second Stadium, expands upon its predecessor by adding more beloved titles to its roster. With games like Saturday Night Slam Masters and the Darkstalkers series, Capcom delves deeper into its rich catalog of arcade classics. While some titles are still notably absent, the selection offers a good mix of solid games, straight classics, and relative unknowns, satisfying both casual players and hardcore enthusiasts alike. The gameplay experience remains largely unchanged from the first installment, with the same framework and features carried over. While this may make Capcom Arcade Second Stadium feel more like an additional pack of games rather than a separate title, the wealth of options and configurations, including the ability to switch between gamepad controls and arcade stick effortlessly, ensures a seamless and enjoyable gaming experience. Capcom Arcade Second Stadium is a worthy addition to any retro gaming collection, offering hours of fun and nostalgia for fans of classic arcade titles. While it may not be perfect and leaves some items on your wish list unfulfilled, it still delivers an impressive lineup of games that'll keep you entertained for hours on end. At number 3 we have Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, an enhanced version of the 2008 action-adventure game featuring new characters, improved graphics, and refined gameplay. Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition brings back the beloved hack-and-slash action with a host of new features. You'll find yourself immersed in a world where stylish combat and intricate combos are paramount. This special edition follows Capcom's trend of re-releasing its classic games, but it stands out due to its comprehensive updates. You'll notice the visual enhancements immediately, with smoother graphics that make every slash and explosion feel more satisfying. The core gameplay remains as thrilling as ever, with the introduction of new characters like Vergil, Trish, and Lady, adding fresh dynamics to the combat system. Playing as Dante, you can switch between his various fighting styles on the fly, allowing for a seamless blend of evasion, offense, and defense. This flexibility in combat is a highlight, enabling you to tackle enemies with a wide range of moves and combos. The addition of real-time style switching enhances the depth and fluidity of battles, making each encounter a display of both strategy and spectacle. Vergil's inclusion is particularly notable. His gameplay revolves around precision and a unique concentration mechanic that rewards measured actions. Trish and Lady offer distinct playstyles, with Trish's crowd control and Lady's arsenal of weapons providing diverse approaches to combat. However, not everything is perfect. The non-combat sections, involving puzzles and platforming, feel outdated and can be frustrating due to awkward camera angles. Additionally, the menu system retains some clunky elements from its 2008 origins, causing unnecessary delays. Despite these flaws, Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition remains a celebration of the series' stylish combat and intricate gameplay. For fans of the original and newcomers alike, it offers a rewarding experience that showcases Capcom's pride in one of its most iconic franchises. This game captures the essence of what makes Devil May Cry a beloved series, delivering intense action and an array of stylish moves that will keep you hooked. At number 4 we have Capcom Fighting Collection, a nostalgic compilation of 10 fighting games from Capcom's golden era, primarily spotlighting the long-dormant Darkstalkers series. You'll dive into a collection that brings together some lesser-known gems from Capcom's past. While it is exciting to see Darkstalkers return, especially with titles like Vampire Savior 2, this collection also throws in quirky fighters, like Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo and Super Gem Fighter Mini Mix. These games blend traditional fighting mechanics with puzzle and gem collecting elements, offering a lighthearted twist on the genre. But it is not all about fun and games. The package includes 2 rare titles, Red Earth and Cyberbot's Full Metal Madness, both known for their unique gameplay and experimental designs. Red Earth stands out with its RPG-inspired single-player mode, while Cyberbots impresses with mech-based combat and tactical depth. While the compilation's appeal lies in its preservation of these classics, the overall package feels a bit sparse. The extras are limited, and the absence of crossplay and online multiplayer is a noticeable drawback, especially given the niche nature of some titles. Ultimately, Capcom Fighting Collection is a love letter to fans of Capcom's more obscure fighting games. Though not essential for everyone, it is a solid pickup for longtime enthusiasts who have been waiting to revisit these characters. If you're a Darkstalkers fan, this is a must-have for your collection. At number 5 we have Resident Evil 7 BIOHAZARD, the game that marked a significant departure from its action-oriented predecessors, embracing a novel approach with a fresh protagonist, Ethan Winters, and a shift to a first-person perspective. The search for Ethan's long-missing wife, Mia, unfolds through a mysterious message leading him to a seemingly deserted estate in Dulvey, Louisiana. As he enters the eerie dwelling, he is thrust into a world of terror, contending not only with the unsettling atmosphere, but also the hostile Baker family. The game amplifies the horror element, placing players within a dilapidated, unnerving residence and the ominous presence of the relentless Jack Baker. Exploring the dilapidated Baker's residence, the quietude is shattered by sudden appearances of Jack, igniting heart-pounding pursuits and tense hiding moments under tables and in closets. Maintaining the quintessential Resident Evil style, Ethan must uncover keys to unlock doors and escape Jack Baker's clutches, culminating in a carefully paced progression. The chilling ambiance persists as the game leads players beyond the initial house, immersing them in an even more terrifying environment within the ominous figure of Marguerite, the mother of the family and wife of Jack Baker. Scarce ammunition and the isolation within the estate contribute to an overwhelming sense of dread, while the well-crafted antagonists like Jack and Marguerite imprint themselves in players' memories for years to come. The gameplay also features a section involving Mia that draws parallels to the ship-based scenario in Resident Evil Revelations, adding variety to the experience. Overall, Resident Evil 7 returns the series to its horror roots, offering a compelling experience for enthusiasts of the genre. Although the story may seem isolated from the rest of the series, the narrative ties to other Resident Evil titles, especially the subsequent entry in the series, making it a worthy addition to the franchise. At number 6 we have Resident Evil 2 Remake. Resident Evil 2 Remake offers a choice between protagonists Leon Kennedy, a rookie cop set to begin his Raccoon City Police Department tenure, and Claire Redfield, searching for her brother Chris amidst the zombie-infested city. Unexpectedly, the outbreak transforms Raccoon City into a realm of chaos. Taking refuge within the police department, you inadvertently step into a labyrinthine former museum imbued with enigmatic darkness. The remake reimagines the original game entirely, revamping its mechanics. While the original Resident Evil 2 resembled Resident Evil 1 and 0, this remake adopts a third-person perspective akin to Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6. Unlike the latter trio's action orientation, this installment retraces its survival horror origins, with constrained resources to combat zombies. Mr. X, the relentless pursuer, makes a comeback, shadowing your steps within the police department. His distinctive theme heralds the need for swift evasion. The game captivates with formidable challenges. Zombies are resilient, requiring more than mere headshots to eliminate, all while resources remain scarce. The police station itself is replete with intricate puzzles, locked doors, concealed secrets, and hordes of zombies to either evade or confront. Nonetheless, opting for aggressive engagement might lead to regret, depleting your ammunition reserves and endangering your survival. Combat mechanics are fluid and intense, particularly in encounters with zombies and Mr. X. A truly unsettling moment emerges when you find yourself defenseless, forced to flee a mansion. A proper introduction to the Resident Evil universe through experiences like Resident Evil 1 and 0 makes this installment in the series a compelling next step. The game's dual protagonists yield 4 distinct starting points, significantly extending its replay value. Immersing yourself in the Raccoon City Police Department becomes an enthralling endeavor within this stellar addition to the series. At number 7 we have Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite Digital Deluxe. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite brings back the legendary crossover brawler with a new twist, offering fast-paced 2v2 battles and Infinity Stone mechanics that let you turn the tide mid-fight. The roster includes fan favorites like Iron Man, Ryu, Mega Man X, and Captain Marvel, with flashy combos and over-the-top super moves, keeping the action exciting. The game's combat is smooth and accessible, making it easy to jump in and pull off insane tag team attacks. However, the presentation leaves a lot to be desired. Some character models, especially faces, and looking at you, Dante, feel off, and the overall art style does not have the same charm as its predecessors. The story mode, while ambitious, is a forgettable mashup of heroes versus Ultron Sigma, and once you get through it, there's not much reason to revisit. Multiplayer is where things should shine, but the online scene struggled for years, until the Beyond mod revitalized the game, improving visuals, balance, and even bringing in new players. If you're considering Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, grab it in a bundle and mod it for the best experience. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is not as polished as Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but its tag mechanics and Infinity Stones make for a fun time. If you love flashy combos and chaotic brawls, you'll still find enjoyment here. Just don't expect the same level of hype as the classic Marvel vs. Capcom games. The Digital Deluxe Edition includes the Character Pass, adding 6 fighters: Sigma, Black Panther, Monster Hunter, Winter Soldier, Black Widow, and Venom, plus premium costumes. At number 8 we have Resident Evil and Resident Evil 0 Double Pack. This pack brings 2 classic survival horror experiences to modern platforms. Resident Evil HD Remaster is a polished version of the 2002 GameCube remake, while Resident Evil 0 HD Remaster is a prequel that expands on the series' lore. Both games retain the fixed camera angles, pre-rendered backgrounds, and tense inventory management that define early Resident Evil. Resident Evil HD Remaster drops you into the eerie Spencer Mansion, where danger lurks in every corner. The game forces you to manage resources carefully, as ammo and healing items are limited. Zombies are not just obstacles, they can resurrect as powerful Crimson hits if you do not dispose of their bodies properly. The atmosphere is thick with tension, and the game's survival mechanics create a genuine sense of dread. While the graphical update is not as sharp as it could be, the lighting and shadow effects enhance the horror. Resident Evil 0 HD Remaster follows Rebecca Chambers and Billy Cohen as they investigate the Umbrella Train. The character swapping mechanic adds an interesting twist, but clunky inventory management and excessive backtracking make it frustrating. The opening train sequence is excellent, but once you leave, the game struggles to maintain momentum. The visuals are stunning, yet the gameplay feels like a weaker version of Resident Evil. Overall, this collection is a must-have for survival horror fans. Resident Evil is still a masterpiece, but Resident Evil 0 falls short of its potential. It's still a good game, just not a great game like Resident Evil. At number 9 we have Mega Man 0/ZX Legacy Collection, an impressive compilation of 6 classic games that delve deep into the Mega Man universe, offering a rich blend of action, narrative depth, and nostalgic charm. Developed by Inti Creates under the guiding hand of Keiji Inafune, these titles hold a significant place in the series' lineage. The collection comprises Mega Man 0 1-4, as well as ZX and ZX Advent, each delivering its own unique take on the formula. Zero's narrative-heavy approach and ZX's exploration-focused gameplay offer a refreshing twist on the classic Mega Man experience. Despite their age, the game's fast-paced combat remains engaging, with a variety of weapons and abilities, allowing for diverse playstyles. While the ZX games lean towards Metroidvania-style exploration, they can be challenging and occasionally unforgiving. However, the addition of an optional autosave feature helps alleviate frustration, particularly in the face of tough segments. Visually, the remastered graphics breathe new life into these titles, though some aspects, like the clunky map interface in ZX games, betray their origins as DS titles. Nevertheless, the collection offers various customization options, including original or remastered audio, making it accessible to both purists and newcomers alike. Beyond the core games, the collection includes bonus features, such as art galleries, music tracks, and a speedrunning mode, adding significant value to an already content-rich package. Mega Man Zero/ZX Legacy Collection is a must-have for fans of the series and newcomers alike. Despite some minor flaws, its impressive content and nostalgic appeal make it well worth the investment, offering countless hours of classic Mega Man action and exploration. At number 10 we have Resident Evil 3 Remake. Resident Evil 3 Remake places you in the role of Jill Valentine, a key figure from Resident Evil 1. Haunted by PTSD stemming from the Spencer Mansion incident, you are abruptly thrust back into the zombie-infested Raccoon City. Enter Nemesis, a more lethal version of Mr. X, equipped with an array of weaponry, from flamethrowers to rocket launchers, and remarkable speed capable of sprinting at you from a distance. Whenever Nemesis appears, evasion is paramount to survival. His relentless pursuit is a constant threat. Following the franchise's tradition, your objective is to escape a dire locale, in this case, the entirety of Raccoon City. Uncover keys to unlock sealed doors and navigate through the nightmare. While Resident Evil 2 confined you mainly to isolated buildings, Resident Evil 3 introduces you to the diverse denizens of Raccoon City, each engaged in their own struggles, thereby imbuing the city with character. Gameplay leans towards a more arcadey feel, particularly evident in New Game Plus with new weaponry. A dodge mechanic heightens combat agility, fostering a faster-paced experience compared to Resident Evil 2. Nonetheless, Resident Evil 3 faces certain drawbacks. Its brevity, clocking at around 8 hours for a thorough playthrough, is noticeable. Elements like the omission of the clock tower sequence from the original game and the gradual decline of Nemesis' fear factor due to evolutionary shifts are somewhat disappointing. However, Resident Evil 3 remains captivating, particularly if one sets realistic expectations regarding game length and lacks familiarity with the original version's cut content. At number 11 we have Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trilogy, a visual novel that brings anime-style courtroom drama to the PC. This HD remaster of the classic console games introduces players to the world of Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney navigating through quirky trials filled with humor, suspense, and unexpected twists. As a fresh law school graduate, you take on the role of Phoenix Wright, who is determined to defend his best friend, Larry Butts, from a murder charge. Each case presents a unique challenge as you listen to witness testimonies, cross-examine them, and present evidence to unravel the truth. The gameplay revolves around selecting the right responses and identifying contradictions to prove your client's innocence. The Ace Attorney trilogy stands out from other visual novels due to its engaging characters and captivating storylines. The trials range from ridiculous to genuinely suspenseful, keeping you invested in the outcome. Phoenix Wright, the main character, is one of the few in the genre who freely expresses himself, showcasing genuine care for his clients and making you empathize with him. The game combines courtroom drama with investigative elements as you don the role of a sleuth, searching for clues and uncovering evidence before the court date. The localization of the game is noteworthy, with clever wordplay and humorous dialogue that adds to the overall charm. The characters' names, for example, are often puns, reflecting the localization's attention to detail. While the game's pacing can sometimes feel slow, with some episodes acting as flashbacks or tutorial sequences, the overall experience is immersive and enjoyable. The smooth HD visuals and anime-inspired aesthetics enhance the overall storytelling, making it feel like you're playing through an actual TV series. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy excels at creating a fun and engaging visual novel experience. The mix of humor, drama, and intriguing mysteries keep you hooked as you strive to uncover the truth and deliver justice. Whether you're a fan of the original games or new to the series, this remastered trilogy is a must-play for those seeking an immersive courtroom adventure. At number 12 we have Capcom Beat 'em Up Bundle, a collection of 7 classic arcade brawlers from Capcom's 80s and 90s catalog, designed to bring back the fun old-school side-scrolling beat-em-ups. You'll get to relive the nostalgia of arcade days, with titles like Final Fight, the king of the bundle, known for its massive sprites, intense soundtrack, and iconic characters like Poison. Alongside it, you'll find Battle Circuit, a zany, lesser-known gem featuring bizarre bounty hunters in a galaxy-spanning adventure. Other games in this bundle include Captain Commando, Knights of the Round, The King of Dragons, Warriors of Fate, and Armored Warriors, each bringing their own unique twist to the brawler formula. While the collection is fun, especially in short bursts or with friends, it is clear these games were designed for the quick thrills of the arcade. Without the pressure of spending your precious pocket money, they might lose their appeal over extended play. The inclusion of online multiplayer should have been a highlight, but unfortunately, the performance is subpar, with lag issues that detract from the experience. The museum feature adds some value, offering a glimpse into the design and history of these games, but it is not as extensive as other Capcom collections. Despite its flaws, Capcom Beat 'em Up Bundle offers solid value, especially for fans of the genre. If you're looking for a quick hit of retro action, this bundle within a bundle is worth checking out, even if just for a trip down memory lane. At number 13 we have Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter World sets up a reverse Jurassic Park scenario and adds high fashion to make dragon murder and gardening infinitely entertaining. This third-person action game is all about dominating the food chain and looking good doing it. Renowned for its endgame grind, Monster Hunter World challenges you to go on complex hunts across diverse, tangled open worlds in search of rare items needed to craft armor sets that'll crown you the min-max champion. The game's essence and greatest strength lie in its tense, desperate, and tragic fights with beautiful beasts that can go on for the better part of an hour. You'll find yourself gleefully colonizing new lands and slaughtering native species. If you can stomach the merciless, repeated slaughter of God's beautiful dragon children, you'll find an excellent, endless action game that tests reflex and intellect in equal measure. Each monster hunt is an immense, sad accomplishment, requiring you to study and exploit each beast's strengths and weaknesses. The game shines in its environmental immersion and creature design. Every monster, from the Paolumu to the Ageneth, has distinct personalities brought to life through realistic animations and behaviors. The combat system is a struggle that feels euphoric when you land a perfect combo, but is complemented by intricate environmental interactions and strategic planning. While crafting and gear management can feel like abstract menu interactions, they are streamlined enough to avoid being tedious. However, the text-heavy tutorials can be overwhelming. Monster Hunter World's real complexity and excitement come alive in high-ranked missions, where small mistakes mean massive punishments. Ultimately, Monster Hunter World is an abyss of replayability, offering invigorating dragon murder and stylish gear rewards. If you love intense combat, beautiful monsters, and endless grinding, this game is a must-play. At number 14 we have Okami HD, a remaster of Clover Studios' legendary action-adventure, letting you step into the paws of Amaterasu, the Japanese sun goddess reborn as a white wolf. From the start, you're dropped into a vibrant world drenched in watercolor art, every scene looking like a living hokusai painting. With 4K support, the brushstroke visuals are sharper than ever, and revisiting Nippon feels brand new, even if you've played the original before. But Okami HD is more than just eye candy. Its celestial brush mechanic makes you feel like the world bends to your strokes. Draw a slash mid-battle, sketch a sun in the sky, or rebuild a broken bridge with a flourish. It all feels natural and satisfying, especially since you're on PC with mouse controls. Managing your ink pots adds strategy, since running dry strips you of your godly powers until they recharge. Combat balances puzzles and action, with 13 brush techniques, multiple weapon types, and plenty of irreverent humor. Enemies taunt you, bosses scale to mythic proportions, and each fight feels like a set piece, whether you're outsmarting Ninetales or getting Orochi's 8 hits drunk. Exploration is equally rewarding, from rejuvenating cherry blossoms to feeding animals, all of which ties into upgrades. Sure, pacing can stumble with slow text or recycled bosses, but the charm, scale, and sheer artistry keep you hooked. Okami HD is still one of the best Zelda-like adventures ever made. Mythic, stylish, and timeless. It is proof that some masterpieces only get better with age. At number 15 we have Resident Evil 4 2005 and Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition Double Pack. This pack offers two of Capcom's most action-packed survival horror experiences. Both games bring intense combat, memorable characters, and engaging stories, though they differ in tone and gameplay refinements. Resident Evil 4 remains a masterpiece even years later. You step into the shoes of Leon Scott Kennedy, sent to rescue the president's daughter in a remote Spanish village overrun by infected villagers. The game's pacing is impeccable, balancing horror, action, and exploration. The over-the-shoulder camera and precision aiming revolutionized third-person shooters, making each encounter feel tactical and tense. Whether dodging chainsaw-wielding maniacs or facing grotesque boss fights, you're always on edge. The HD version enhances textures and smooths gameplay, though occasional frame rate drops slightly hinder the experience. Even so, it stands as one of the most influential and thrilling shooters ever made. Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition shifts towards full-fledged action while retaining survival horror elements. You take control of Chris Redfield, partnered with Sheva Elamore, navigating an African setting filled with bioweapon threats. The cooperative gameplay is the highlight, offering strategic coordination whether playing solo or with a friend. The gunplay feels smoother than RE4, but the inability to move while aiming remains divisive. The enemy variety, set pieces, and unlockable content, including story DLCs like Lost in Nightmares featuring Jill Valentine and Chris Redfield, keep the experience fresh. While it sacrifices some horror for action, the game's thrilling encounters and refined mechanics make it a strong follow-up. Together, this double pack showcases Capcom's evolution of the franchise, offering two exhilarating yet distinct adventures. At number 16 we have The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, a captivating visual novel and puzzle game from Capcom that masterfully revives the beloved Ace Attorney series with fresh storytelling and engaging gameplay. Set in the 1880s, you step into the shoes of Ryunosuke Naruhodo, an ancestor of Phoenix Wright, as he navigates the intricate world of law and justice. As you embark on this epic journey, you unravel the mysteries across two newly localized games, The Great Ace Attorney Adventures and The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. The narrative begins in Japan, where Ryunosuke is wrongfully accused of murder. With your best friend and aspiring lawyer, Kazuma Asogi, by your side, you must uncover the truth and protect Anglo-Japanese relations from political disaster. The game excels in its storytelling, blending humor, drama, and inspiration from Sherlock Holmes' tales. The courtroom battles are intense, challenging your wit as you cross-examine witnesses and spot contradictions. The jury system and Herlock Sholmes' logic sequences add variety, keeping you engaged throughout the 60 to 80 hours of gameplay. The visuals are a delightful upgrade, with animated characters and cinematic camera angles. The music, rich with period instruments, perfectly complements the Victorian setting. Though voice acting is limited, the professional quality enhances the experience. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles is a must-play for fans of the series and newcomers alike, offering a brilliantly crafted adventure that breathes new life into the franchise. At number 17 we have the Devil May Cry HD Collection. This collection brings together three iconic action games, Devil May Cry 2, and Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition. Released on March 2018, this collection allows you to experience Dante's stylish demon hunting adventures in upgraded HD. In the first Devil May Cry, you step into the shoes of Dante, a demon hunter armed with a variety of weapons and abilities. Set in a gothic environment, the game emphasizes fast-paced, combo-driven combat and puzzle solving, providing fluid action and engaging gameplay with diverse combat styles. Devil May Cry 2, while often seen as the weakest entry in the series, still offers simplified combat and less engaging level design. It introduces new moves like the Wall Run and Rainstorm, and features the debut of the bonus mode, Bloody Palace. Despite its shortcomings, it retains the core mechanics of the series. Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition is a highly acclaimed prequel known for its refined combat system, deeper story, and multiple combat styles, offering significant replayability. The challenging gameplay and the option to play as Vergil enhance its value within the collection. The HD collection improves the original game's graphics, providing higher resolutions, better textures, and smoother visuals. Though some pre-rendered backgrounds and cutscenes show their age, the overall presentation is polished, running smoothly on modern hardware with consistent frame rates. The soundtrack remains a banging feature, with intense and fitting tracks that complement the action-packed gameplay. Voice acting varies, with iconic performances in the first and third games, though less impressive in DMC2. Including 3 full games, each offering many hours of gameplay, the collection provides substantial content and replayability, especially with DMC3's additional content like playing as Vergil and the survival mode. The Devil May Cry HD collection is a worthy playthrough, whether you're revisiting the origins of a landmark series or diving into the world of Devil May Cry for the first time. Enhanced visuals and the timeless appeal of the first and third games make it a valuable addition to any action game enthusiast's library. At number 18 we have Resident Evil Village, also known as Resident Evil 8. This game re-immerses players into the shoes of Ethan Winters, the central figure from Resident Evil 7. Set in a new country, Ethan is establishing a fresh life with his wife Mia and their newborn Rose. Having undergone training following the events of Dalvi, they have acquired better defensive skills. However, the tranquility shatters when Mia is unexpectedly slain by Chris Redfield. the protagonist of Resident Evil 1 and 5, who also abducts Rose. This thrusts Ethan into a quest to rescue Rose and uncover the enigma behind her abduction and Mia's murder. Contrary to its predecessor survival horror tone, Resident Evil 8 adopts a more action-centric approach, affording players increased access to ammunition dropped by enemies. The divergence from Resident Evil 7 is palpable. Moments of fear are rare, although a giant zombie infant's pursuit through confined passages in a dollhouse is an exception, instilling terror. The gameplay focal point shifts to first-person action shooting. However, it diverges from a full-throttle Call of Duty experience due to the enemy's resilience. Noteworthy is the assortment of antagonists in Resident Evil 8, each showcasing distinct personalities and diverse locales, culminating in climactic boss encounters. While appreciating the villain ensemble, the game's primary antagonist, Mother Miranda, left me less impressed, owing to her abbreviated and linear narrative segment. The game's journey spans a diverse village landscape encompassing a Dracula-style castle, an eerie dollhouse, a submerged city, and an industrial facility, ensuring ongoing freshness. The poignant ending stirred emotions, as the pursuit of one's daughter culminated in a bittersweet ending. At number 19 we have Devil May Cry 5, one of the best brawlers on PC, featuring intense combat and a dynamic story with 3 unique characters. This game is an exploration of the myriad ways a magical man might hit a demon. You use swords and guns interchangeably to create flowing acrobatic combos. Dante, the series' original hero, can even hit demons with 2 halves of a haunted motorbike. Nero, on the other hand, uses 7 mechanical arms, each with unique abilities to punch enemies. The new anti-hero, V, commands a demonic condor and a panther to fight for him. Each character's unique combat style looks sensational and feels incredibly satisfying. You switch between Nero, V, and Dante throughout the game's 20 missions. A demon named Urizen is draining the city's blood using a demonic tree called the Cliffith, and it's up to the trio to stop him. The story is preposterous, yet genuinely funny, supported by earnest performances and quality performance capture. Combat is the core of Devil May Cry 5, where you clear levels room by room, aiming for high scores by executing stylish combos. The game rewards creativity and precision, marking your performance and encouraging you to strive for the coveted smokin' sexy style title. For new players, there's an auto mode that executes advanced combos, making the game more accessible. Each character offers a distinct combat experience, with Nero's mechanical arms adding versatility, Dante's extensive weapon and style options providing depth, and V's unique playstyle offering a refreshing change of pace. Devil May Cry 5 runs smoothly on PC, with extensive settings for performance tweaking. The detailed visuals and fast-paced gameplay make every fight a spectacle. Despite a few minor issues, such as repetitive boss fights and some underdeveloped areas, Devil May Cry 5 excels in providing a thrilling, high-energy brawling experience. If you enjoy third-person brawlers, DMC5 is a must-play. If you're new to the genre, this game is a fantastic starting point. This bundle also includes Vergil as a playable character in the story campaign, Bloody Palace mode, and The Void. Vergil is an amazingly fun character to play, and you need to listen to his theme music. It's frickin' awesome. At number 20 we have Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, a mind-bending puzzle game where you solve your own murder. This game drops you into the afterlife as Sissel, an amnesiac ghost with the unique ability to possess inanimate objects. You'll find yourself immersed in a world where logic and absurdity collide. Ghost Trick's charm lies in its strange yet perfectly coherent mechanics, manipulating bicycles, flags, and even umbrellas to change the fate of doomed individuals. As you rewind time and alter the past, you unravel layers of a mystery that becomes more twisted with each revelation. The game's internal logic is airtight, ensuring that every action you take makes sense within its bizarre rules. This design prevents you from feeling lost as you interact with the environment. The puzzles are challenging but never frustrating, thanks to the game's forgiving nature and Sissel's time-rewinding abilities. Visually, the game is a treat. The exaggerated animations and stylish character designs breathe life into every scene, making even the simplest actions feel significant. The decision to keep the game in a 4:3 aspect ratio might seem odd at first, but it is clear that this choice was deliberate, preserving the integrity of the original DS experience. Ghost Trick is a rare gem, a puzzle game that's as clever as it is entertaining. If you're looking for a thrilling supernatural adventure, this game is an absolute must-play. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is kind of a clutch pickup, depending on what you're after. If you're only eyeing a couple of titles, this is the cheaper, smarter grab compared to Humble's pricier Capcom set. But if you're chasing the full Mega Man or Ace Attorney experience, Humble's bundle still takes the W for sheer value. At the end of the day, it's all about your backlog. This bundle feels gaps cheap, Humble packs heavy. Either way, both bundles are dubs depending on your grind. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.